PuttView's been an integral part of my life in professional golf for quite a while, going back to Germany in 2018, I believe. They introduced me to a bit of the HoloLens as well as we were doing some putting simulations. I found that their math was the best in the world, and every time I used it, it was as good as it possibly could be. So for me to get another system, I mean, I had one in my old house, and I wanted to make this more of a staple piece for PuttView, a staple piece for anyone wanting to put a system in their house. This is obviously over the top, but definitely something I need for my professional lifestyle. I can't tell you how appreciative I am of PuttView for what they've done for me and how we've worked together to make myself one of the best putters in the world, as well as showcase some incredible technology that you guys have that can help anyone and everyone across the world in golf. So to have one in here has been incredibly crucial for my professional career, hitting straight putts, 3%ers, 2%ers, 1%ers, going through a bowl, seeing different curvatures, training, testing, anything and everything is what PuttView allows me to do. With this system, it was just because I wanted to do the full kit and caboodle and wanted to make sure that I was taken care of in every regard. There's not much more to say other than I needed something that was specific to my need here at the house. There's a lot of ways that PuttView helps me as a professional golfer, and I've even said it on a bunch of my YouTube videos before. Most important thing is starting line, launch conditions, and your speed. And that's what PuttView allows you to practice through visual optics, which is really cool for me. You can see light emanating down on the ground, and I can literally train my eyes to how the ball is rolling on that type of slope. So for me, I'm able to look, one, take care of the starting line, that's able to show me exactly where to aim it. Two, tells me how hard to hit it, right? And then if I don't have, if I have those two taken care of and it still doesn't, roll well or something else happens, it's because I didn't launch it well. And so it really creates an encompassing sort of system that allows me to always go back to, hey, is it my line? Is it my speed? Is it my launch? And that's what this system continues to allow me to do. So I don't have to go drive to a golf course to get better at putting. I can just be right here in my home practicing and get almost better work done because the light emanated on the ground, you can see the line way better than you would be able if you're just putting on a normal green, obviously. So I think that's what's so cool about it is you're able to take care of those three principles for me that allow me to putt my best. And it's just continued over the course of my career. I've continued to get better at putting over my professional career, and that's what PuttView has allowed me to do. In this space, I tried to have any planar surface possible. I wanted a straight putt, I wanted a 1% slope, I wanted a 2% slope, and a 3% slope. And in this space, we came up with the idea of what you can see back here as being a 3%, 0%, 2%, 1% slope. So it's kind of a unique, you got a little bit of a crown, then a bowl, and then 3% on one side. So it was just a unique shape and design for me where I can go hit a 3%er, 2%er, 1%er, and know exactly what I'm getting. You can make any design you want. You can do crazy, weird mini putt-putt sort of things. You can do whatever you want. But for me, in professional golf, I wanted to make sure on a 1%, 2%, 3%, which I practice every day on the golf course out there, I wanted to make sure I had that honed in, and that's what we did. I've talked to Christoph for a long time now, and he is incredibly smart with how a ball rolls on the green and different surface types and whatnot. And so it's been nice to pick his brain on some stuff, as well as give him feedback on what new little pieces of technology that I could use to maybe enhance my practice or enhance my performance. One of the things was ball tracking was a huge deal back in the day. It would be so great to track the ball, and it's been huge for users. I think everybody loves it, and it's really cool technology that helps people get a lot better. The other is some speed parameters showing how hard you need to hit certain putts. I think we've been talking about that quite a bit, and that's really cool to see as well. And then I would also say just the alignment tools on the ground, so you're just making sure you're consistent no matter what slope you're on. When you think about it, you go from a 3% slope to a 0% slope to 1, whatever it is, different angles. That projection down there makes you set up the exact same way no matter what, which is really cool, and I think that's a great way to practice. So there's been numerous times where I've thrown feedback at him, and then he's thrown feedback back at me, and it's been pretty good banter back and forth.
So how would you say do you facilitate PuttView when you prep for a tournament?
Yeah, so the first thing I would do is go to a straight putt. I'd make sure that I'm starting it on my line, it's rolling well. And then I'll usually go to like a 5-footer left to righter or right to lefter, and I make sure I've got a 3% at this speed, it's breaking this much, and I can see it, it's flowing into the hole perfectly, it's launching well. Just taking care of those three factors, the line, then you have speed, and then you have launch. So if I got those three things working, I mean, my job's done. I've used a lot of PuttView's numbers for a long time, but the numbers, we've come up with our own system in regards to how far to aim outside the hole, and it's all in my head. I've memorized most of it, and extrapolated it out in my head. PuttView's provided me the numbers. I will say that that 40-footer, I vividly remember going, all right, it's 21 feet to the top, 18 feet down after that little crown part. And I said, okay, I want to hit this thing 14 feet from the top to the hole. And then I wanted to hit it 25 feet or something, like 26 feet on the top, so it was like a 40-footer. So I wanted to hit a full 40-footer, and I practiced 40-footers my entire life on PuttView, outside, practicing numerous times, and we know what the ball speed needs to be for me to hit a 40-footer. And I've practiced it quite a bit, so I know what it feels like, whatever that 10.1 miles per hour is. I know how hard to hit it. And so all I was focused on was the math in my head that I had done for a long time. And you don't have to do that, you know, you don't have to obviously do that, but for me, that's what I did. I knew how much it needed to break up to the top. I knew how much it needed to break from the top to the hole. And again, a lot of it's visual too, but from the speed perspective, that's what PuttView allowed me to do for that 58, for that final putt. I acted like it was a 40-footer. It was uphill the first part, downhill the second part. I calculated it equaled out to about a 40-footer. I played it about 2.5 feet out, which is like 29, 30 inches for me. Actually, at the end, I kind of fudged it a little farther left in my brain because I'm like, it looks just fractionally more. That's what I do. When I hit it, my whole thought was, just don't leave yourself a 3-footer. I don't want to have a 3-footer left. I want to just get up next to the hole, super close. So I really focused on, okay, you've hit this 40-footer your entire professional career, you know, your entire life. Just act like it's a 40-footer. And so I looked, I tracked it, just like I would the line on the PuttView, right? Tracked it, tracked it, tracked it. The amount of time it took also for the ball to get to the hole is super important. So I was tracking the ball as it was actually rolling on the ground, and you can actually see my head just turn at the pace of what the ball was going to be doing. And that's what you do with the ball tracking and everything there too. It shows you how long it takes to get to the hole, right? So it gives you a good perspective on how much speed you have. So I did that, and I took it 40 feet back and I hit it, and I just felt the putt, went up the hill, went down, and 3 feet I'm like, this is gonna go in. And you know, 2 feet out I'm like, this for 58, this for 58, and I just jumped in the air when it went in. So
what part did you think it was going to go in? When did you
it was about 3 feet out. Yeah. It was like, I got up and like, okay, this is great speed. I'm like halfway through the putt, I'm like, thank goodness, this isn't going to be too far. I know it. And then 3 feet out, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to go in. This is for 58. And I just said that in my head really quickly. I remember saying it. And I just went nuts.
If you didn't have PuttView, would you say like the speed component wouldn't be possible?
It wouldn't be at all, because you'd have to, I don't know how you would do it. You'd probably have to video it and then re-record it or just look at it and just see how long it takes for the putt to get there. But the best part about the PuttView system is the speed component, and that's the thing I wanted to touch on last. I know I talked about line, speed, and launch. Launch is important, speed's important as well, but it's probably the most important thing in the PuttView system. The ability for you to see how long it takes that line to get from your starting point to the hole. That's giving the player a feel of how hard the person needs to hit it. And sometimes people don't really understand it. It's the best way I can describe it is if you're over a putt and you hit a putt, that ball takes a certain amount of time to get to the hole. If your brain can lock into where that ball is going over the ground all the way to the hole and the time it takes for that ball to get to the hole, your body starts to develop almost a feel like you're throwing a ball. Like, you know, when you throw a ball with a certain amount of energy to a person, you know where that ball is kind of going to go and how long it takes to get there. Subconsciously, you're not really thinking about it. It's a very feel-oriented thing. And the best part about this system is that it just gives you that trajectory already, and your brain can just start to acclimate to what pace the ball needs to move at. And over the course of time, your brain gets really good on that speed of what it needs to do going into that hole. So I think that's one of the best parts of the system that is probably not talked about enough.